opened the door with a shudder and stepped into the darkness. The cold air bit through my skin, carrying the musty, decayed scent of something long forgotten. In the corner, a flickering light revealed a graveyard, stones cracked and twisted, standing like silent sentinels. Each step I took made the floor groan beneath me, as if warning me to turn back. I froze as a shadow emerged among the gravestones, eyes glowing red, staring straight through me. My heart pounded. The silence was pierced by a sudden metallic clang echoing from the depths of the darkness. Whispers curled around my ears, unintelligible yet menacing. Something unseen shifted behind me. Fear clawed at my chest, yet curiosity urged me forward. The shadow figure inched closer, its presence suffocating, almost tangible. I swallowed hard, my breath visible in the freezing air. A chilling voice hissed from the darkness, "Why have you come here?" The wind carried the stench of rot and the soft scraping of bone against stone. I tried to step back, but the shadows seemed to stretch, gripping at my feet. Panic surged as I realized there might be no escape from what lurked in the graveyard. My instincts screamed to run, but something paralyzed me, holding me in the gaze of unseen horrors waiting for the next move. The shadow moved with unnatural silence, its red eyes fixed on me like burning coals. Each step I took echoed unnaturally, yet no sound came from the figure. The graveyard seemed alive, the stones shifting slightly as if to block my path. Faint whispers grew louder, voices overlapping in a cacophony of despair. I stumbled over twisted roots and fallen slabs, trying to maintain my balance. A sudden chill ran down my spine as something cold brushed past my arm. Turning quickly, I saw the shadow closer than before, almost gliding over the ground. My pulse raced, my lungs aching for air. I tried to call out, but no sound emerged, only a dry rasp echoing back. The gravestones seemed to pulse, their shadows stretching like long fingers toward me. Fear and adrenaline collided as I realized I had trespassed into a place that should never be entered. The ground beneath me vibrated subtly, warning me that the night had eyes and teeth, and it would not let me leave unscathed. Shadows whispered and crept, weaving a web of dread around my every step. Ahead, an ancient crypt appeared, its door slightly ajar, emitting a faint, unnatural glow. The whispers became clearer, each syllable like 1,000 voices sighing in torment. I approached cautiously, every nerve screaming to turn back. The cold air seemed to thicken, pressing against my chest. I peeked inside, darkness twisted and shifted, moving as if alive. Chains scraped against the stone floor, yet nothing was visible. A bone-chilling breeze rushed past me, carrying murmurs that spoke of pain and betrayal. My foot slipped, and I barely caught myself, heart hammering like a drum in my ears. The shadow appeared in the doorway, longer and more menacing than before, its red eyes fixed on me. My breath fogged in the icy air as dread filled every inch of my body. Something tugged at my sleeve, but when I looked, no one was there. The whispers rose to a chorus, echoing my panic, suffocating me in invisible hands. The crypt seemed to be alive, drawing me in, daring me to face what lurked within. I felt the air thicken, as if the walls themselves wanted to crush me. Each heartbeat was a countdown to something inevitable and terrible. Suddenly, the shadow lunged forward, its arms stretching unnaturally long, gliding across the stone with eerie precision. I ducked behind a fallen slab, heart racing as the air felt alive with malevolent intent. Its voice echoed, a hollow and horrifying whisper, "You should not be here." The ground beneath me shivered as if in fear, or maybe in anger. I stumbled, my foot catching a broken stone, and the shadow paused, tilting its head, studying me like prey. Panic surged as I tried to flee, but the graveyard had changed, paths twisted unnaturally, stones moving subtly underfoot. The wind carried laughter, high and brittle, intertwining with whispers that seemed to seep from the walls themselves. My eyes darted in every direction, seeing fleeting glimpses of moving shapes. The shadow hovered near, patient yet inevitable, and I realized that this place was not just haunted, it was alive, a predator, and I was trapped inside its gaze. Every instinct screamed to run, yet I was rooted to the spot, captivated by the terror and the impossibility of escape. I bolted through the twisting graveyard paths, stones cracking underfoot. The shadow pursued silently, its movements fluid and relentless. Moonlight revealed faces in the branches above, twisted and snarling as if mocking my fear. Roots and broken stones snagged at my feet, slowing me, and the whispers grew louder, chanting, beckoning me back. I ran over a small bridge, the wood groaning ominously beneath my weight. The shadow was closer now, a looming presence, moving faster than any human could. My lungs burned, my legs screamed in protest, but I could not stop. The graveyard itself seemed to shift, corridors elongating and bending in impossible ways, guiding me toward unseen dangers. The red eyes of the shadow pierced through the darkness, fixing on me with the inevitability of fate. Whispers turned to screams, filling the night with the anguish of the trapped, echoing my own terror back at me. Every step I took was a gamble with death, every breath a struggle against the cold grip of fear. I arrived at the center of the graveyard, where enormous monuments loomed like ancient sentinels. The shadow paused for a moment, then vanished into the darkness, leaving the air thick with tension. My eyes scanned the surroundings, and I saw a small tomb, carved with a horned face, eyes glowing faintly red. The whispers became voices, calling my name, warning me of unseen perils. The ground beneath my feet trembled slightly, and the wind carried the stench of decay and the faint echo of laughter. Something shifted behind me, subtle but unmistakable, and I knew the graveyard itself was alive, watching, judging. I felt compelled toward the tomb, as if drawn by forces beyond comprehension. My heart raced, fear and curiosity colliding in a dizzying surge of adrenaline. Each step closer made the air heavier, pressing against my chest, suffocating yet irresistible. I had trespassed into a place beyond the living, where the boundary between the world of the dead and the living had dissolved. One misstep here could mean eternal entrapment. I stepped inside the tomb, heart pounding, eyes straining against the darkness. The walls seemed to close in, pressing from all sides. Footsteps approached, silent but heavy with intent. I grabbed a jagged piece of stone and forced the door open, letting cold night air rush past my face. The shadow hesitated, then dissolved into the darkness, leaving only silence and the faint echo of its presence. I ran into the open graveyard, gasping for air, lungs burning from fear and exertion. Behind me, the whispers continued, soft and malevolent. "This is not over, we are waiting." I did not dare look back. The night itself seemed alive, and I knew the terror I had survived was only the beginning. Somewhere within the graveyard, unseen eyes followed my every step, patient and unyielding, as if counting down to the moment I would return. I could feel the tomb breathing around me, the walls whispering secrets I did not understand. Shadows shifted unnaturally, elongating and twisting as if alive. A cold wind gusted from nowhere, carrying with it the soft sound of chains scraping and a faint chorus of murmuring voices. My heart pounded as I realized the tomb was not merely a room, but a gateway to something beyond comprehension. Every step I took echoed unnaturally, though the tomb seemed to distort sound itself. Red eyes blinked in the corners of my vision, then vanished when I looked directly. The air thickened, pressing against my lungs, making each breath a labor. I heard faint footsteps behind me, impossible in the tomb, yet I could sense a presence, stalking me, circling